What's up, y'all? Mr. Random Soulbotics crew coming at you with thing that I wanted to talk about. It's a little hard to get everything you want to say out when you're typing stuff, so unfortunately I have to be serious for a moment. Penis. The deal is that I posted 2 clips now, no such thing as dubstep dance. Alright? Some people watch the clip, they get it. Others don't. They watch the clip, they don't understand it. They want to defend what they call dubstep dancing and the whole nine. So I basically want to explain why we posted the clip, why I had the idea for it. It started when I was working on Carnival Cruise Lines. I came in to teach a dance class and was playing around and was doing some slow motion stuff, and a kid says, "You're dubstepping." And I looked at him and was kind of confused, and I'm like, "What are you dubstepping? What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Oh, you're dubstepping. You're doing that thing." I was like, "It's called popping." And he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, I thought it was called dubstepping." I was like, "Alright, this is the first time I ever heard that." And I kind of hadn't really been online for a little while, so a lot of the stuff had kind of like, you know, gone on in the background. And then I get off the ship about March, and I realized that it was like very common that people were calling this dubstep. Poppin' John was street performing in El Paso, and a kid walks up to him and says, "Hey, do you know how to dubstep?" And now, granted, the name dubstep sounds kind of like a dance, the words together, so I can get the confusion. The intention of the clip wasn't to embarrass anybody or to put anybody down for calling it that. It was just simply to correct them. And I don't mean correction in terms of like, you're a dog, you're doing something wrong, so I'm correcting you. It was just to basically spread the knowledge. And the reason, and another reason for it being, is that when you look up dubstep dance online, it's just all these kids, probably maybe 6 months to a year, except for, you know, Slide of Nonstop and Chibi and all those dudes, which are really dope, by the way, and I really respect what they do, so shouts out to them. But Slide of them, you had kids that didn't really dance on the same level as a lot of the poppers do, and even the poppers were dancing to dubstep and had clips up. And so it was just really weird to me that that became such a common phrase, to a point where it looked like that was going to basically take over what was called popping. Now everybody asks, why is that a problem? Well, for 2 reasons. Because number one, it's not anything new. Everything that you see anybody do in any clip, Nonstop, Poppin' John, myself, Poppin' Todd, anybody, Chibi, Glitch, any of these people that are kind of like a little more, and I'm not saying I'm well known as a dubstep dancer, so to speak, but anybody who has gotten down to dubstep in clips before, you see them, the styles that they're doing are already established styles of popping. And I'm not saying that they're under popping, they're part of it. It's all part of the culture. To me, the pop part is the hit because it looks like you're popping. So when I try and explain that it's part of popping, it's because of the hit. Alright, granted, some of these guys don't hit, which again, why I go into further explanation as to calling it animation or tutting or waving. But all these styles are already established dances. There's nothing new being brought to the world of dubstep dance to call it something new. It's not new. It's been done. And I think that that's actually helpful to tell somebody that, because they can find ways to learn how to pop on YouTube that are, honestly, they give you a better background of how to do the dance than these so-called dubstep clips, because it's just kids dancing to the music. It's not, there's no lessons, there's no tutorials, there's no information being shared. It's just, watch me dance to dubstep. And a lot of these kids are seeing that and they're trying to just mimic it, but nobody really understands what they're mimicking. So the idea of the clip was to be like, look, this is what it is, now look that up and go ahead and go about your thing. And if you want to get down to nothing but dubstep, by all means feel free to do so, but call it tutting, or call it waving, or call it popping, or whatever. That doesn't bother me if they want to call it either or. So if you want to just all call it popping, cool. If you want to call it and get specific and break down each style, cool. I don't really have a disagreement there, so you guys can discuss that amongst yourselves. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that either way. It's the dubstep dance term that bothers me. The second reason I wanted to bring it up is, let's say dubstep falls flat tomorrow. Granted, it's pretty popular right now, and I don't anticipate it going away right away. But I mean, music styles are on a constant cycle. Everything goes in and comes back out, goes in, comes back out. So 6 months, 7 months ago, when all of the so-called hip-hop music sounded like with that poppy techno beat, that's gone now. That only lasted maybe a year, year, 2 years tops. That style is gone now. Every beat you hear now is kind of some edge of the dubstep culture. So what do you think is going to happen in about 2 years from now when that music kind of phases out? Because when stuff is kind of really harnessed as a culture, it stays. Like popping. Popping is a culture, so it sticks to people. When it's a fad, it goes in and it's gone. And the concern for me as a popper is if that's the dance attached or associated to dubstep, I don't want the dance, once the music goes out, I don't want the dance attached to it to also be thrown out as well. So that's a concern as well. But here's a point that I'll make, and I'll leave it at this. But if dubstepping or dubstep dance is a thing, then can you dubstep dance to hip hop? Or dubstep dance to funk music? If I was sea-walking to dubstep, I'm still sea-walking. If I was crumping, still crumping. If I was breaking, still breaking. So, bottom line, it boils down to, if you can't dubstep dance to other dance music styles, then that right there completely invalidates the term, because it's not an actual dance style. It's a music type. It's a music genre. So again, I understand the confusion for a lot of kids that hop online and the first thing they see is a clip that's got 12, I mean, Nonstop's clip's got like some ridiculous amount, like 80 million views. It's like unreachable. And that's dope. Whatever he did it right, and I have no problem with that. But I don't even think that, they think that that's what he calls it, and he straight up calls it animation and says popping something different, but he calls it animation when he does. And he'll say he's sliding and gliding and stuff. He knows his shit. So it's weird to me that other people would not even listen to the example that he has set, or the words that he's saying, but just follow what the video says. So I mean, just keep that in the back of your head. I mean, I'm not dissing it. I'm not saying it's whack to dance to it. By no means. I respect everybody that's just willing to put the time in and get down and do their thing. But it's already been a culture that's been created years and years and years ago. And you kind of disrespect the people that have put in the time and the years to do this dance by all of a sudden saying that it's something else. So again, Mr. Random, Robotic Screw, I got another channel called RandmVision where I do like video blogs. It's mostly funny stuff, so you hardly ever hear me get serious about anything, but I wanted to just basically explain this so you guys understood a little bit better. I got like, people were just asking all kinds of stuff about it, and I thought that it explained it pretty well, but again, I just wanted to be as sincere and honest as possible and just let y'all know that that's the reason why it was posted. It wasn't to bash anybody. It wasn't to be like, oh, you young kids, let me educate you fools, and it's nothing like that. It's just to basically spread the knowledge, because there is a lot of stuff on YouTube. Some of it's valid, some of it's not. So basically I wanted to spread the same knowledge that I got from the people that taught me. So Mr. Random, Robotics Crew, shouts out to everybody getting down, dubstep or otherwise, and y'all have a good day.